everyone, this is Jairo Morales from The Grind Fitness and welcome to my channel. On this channel, you're going to learn how to take care of your body while we do this wonderful sport called Jiu-Jitsu. Everything from joint strength training classes to mobility classes, as well as yoga and many other professionals to teach you what is the best path for you and your Jiu-Jitsu journey. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You know what to do. Share this with somebody if you think this might help the community to be able to take care of their body for their journey on Jiu-Jitsu. Oos, guys. Hope to see you on the mat.
Hey, what's up, yogis? Welcome to another Recovery Sunday, Wellness for Jiu-Jitsu, 6 p.m. live class, live on YouTube, Facebook. Find us here every week, 6 p.m., showing you what we love, yoga and Jiu-Jitsu, combining our passions and making the time on mat, whether it's Jiu-Jitsu mats or the yoga mat, just a little bit better, more enjoyable, and bringing some recovery into your week. So if you've had a nice long week of training this week, this is a great way to rejuvenate your body. That's what we're looking for this week, is a rejuvenating movement-based class, really using our breath and some movement to bring that healing into our body. Join me on our knees, just in a hero's pose here, sitting up nice and straight, relaxing your hands on your thighs, giving yourself a couple deep breaths in and out through your nose, finding some balance and stability in your spine. Leaning to one side and tucking the toes of the other side, and leaning to the opposite side, tucking those toes. Don't follow me, just watch and sit on your heels so your toes are flexed into a nice foot stretch here, and then roll your wrists. Big circles, making nice slow movements with your hands, expanding your fingers, stretching fingers, making nice tight fists, squeezing your fists, and then opening your hands again. Keep breathing here. Roll your wrists out a couple more times. And bring that movement up into your shoulder blades as you make nice big shoulder movements. Keep that breath moving into your belly. Feel your shoulders forward, up, back, down. Feel the circle. Switch directions. If your feet are burning, you can untuck your toes. Otherwise, stay with that stretch. Feel free to make little adjustments. And then interlacing your fingers, palms facing away. Press your palms away and drop your head, rounding your back. Take a breath. Raise your arms up to the sky. Press your arms, palms towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath. Let your hands go. Interlace your hands behind your back. Press your arms away from you and open your chest. Take a breath. Let that go one more time. Interlace fingers in front. Push palms away. Round your spine. Breathe. Move a little bit side to side if it feels good. Next inhale, arms to the ceiling. Squeeze your arms towards your head. Reach them up high. Big breath. Let your arms down to your side. Interlace them behind you. Press your arms down and away. Roll your chest open. Lean your head back. Take a big breath. One more big breath. Nice. Let that go. Lean forward onto your hands. Spread your toes out a little bit wider. And then walk back. Lift your knees. Heels to the mat into a squat. If your heels are lifted, as you straighten your spine, lifting your chest, looking forward, trying to sit back towards your heels, but keeping your spine straight, especially the lower back is most important. Rocking side to side, lifting one foot, lifting the other foot. Keep that breath going. Sit back one more time, maybe connecting your elbows inside of your knees, hands together in front of your chest. Press your knees open. Stay with whatever works for you. Don't make it too strenuous. Just find some sort of balance and stability in this position and breathe. Now let your hands come to the mat in front of you. Turn your toes a little more straight to the front of your mat. And now keeping your chest connected to your legs, slowly lift your hips and let your head hang in a forward fold. Keep that thigh belly connection as you let your head hang. Maybe grabbing your opposite elbows and just allowing your spine to be long and heavy. Swaying side to side feels nice. Maybe bending and straightening one leg at a time. Keep your breath moving into your belly. One more big deep breath here. Head is heavy. And slowly rolling up. Tucking the tailbone first. Keeping the head heavy. All the way up to standing. Nice. Take a couple breaths here in standing. Feel the edges of your feet. Contact with the mat. Feeling strong in the standing position. Check your shoulder position. Make sure your posture looks nice. Check your pelvis tilt. Maybe tucking your tailbone a little bit. Maybe drawing in your rib cage. Shoulders down and back. Let's bring our hands to our hips. I'm going to turn. You can stay facing the same way. And just swing your hips side to side. Taking big deep breaths. Just moving enough that feels good for you. Keeping your feet firmly grounded into the mat. And now pressing them forward. And then leaning them backwards. Keeping your legs pretty straight here. Not putting too much strain on the lower back, but just feeling that range of motion with our hips and sacrum. Linking those four corners, start to do big circles. Far out to the sides, swing your butt behind and forward. How big of a circle can you do while keeping your feet nice and strong into the mat, feeling really sturdy? Switching directions. Feeling this in your ankles, hips. Nice. Back to center. Look down, check your alignment of your feet. Make sure your toes are in the same line. Your feet can be hip width or a little bit wider apart, so you feel nice and solid here. Raise your arms up. Tuck your rib cage in. Tuck your tailbone. Make your spine nice and straight. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and lean to the left. Feel that stretch in the right side of your body. Breathe. Back to center. Switch your grip. Right hand, left wrist. Lean to the right. Hips go to the left. One big deep breath. Move side to side with your breath. Inhaling to center and exhaling to the side. Feels good. Keep moving. Nice. Hands back to your hips. Spread your legs out as much as feels comfortable for the inside of your hips. You can go wide, but we're going to do some hip movements here, that same kind of hip circle, and feel how a more narrow width you can actually get a little bit of hip movement, a little bit of hip side to side, but as your legs go wider, it gets harder to go side to side. And then we can exaggerate that hip circle with our torso, and the torso can begin to lean further forward, side stretching to the side, leaning back, pressing your hips forward, leaning to the right. Find a range of motion that feels good for you. Explore it. Keep breathing. Switching directions. Keeping your feet solid, grounded into the earth. Just exploring this big movement. Now stop in this leaning forward position and bring your hands to the top of your thighs. Rest some of your body weight into your hands and keeping your feet on the mat. Start bending one leg at a time, one leg straight, one leg bent. Feel what it feels like if that straight leg lifts the outer edge of the foot, and then press it back into the mat so it's grounded and stable. Feel the difference in your muscles in your legs here, being connected to the mat with your full foot. Maybe even play with lifting and spreading your toes, giving yourself engagement all through the legs and feet. Nice. Back up to center. Hands behind your back. Press your hips forward. Look up. Take a big deep breath. And on your exhale, fold forward with a straight spine. Bringing your hands to the mat. Can be on blocks. Sit here with a straight spine. Take a breath. Look forward. Reach your spine forward. Lean back into your heels. Lean forward into your toes. And exhale, drop your head. Folding forward, stretching your legs. letting gravity pull your head away from your spine. Filling the belly with air on every breath. Next inhale, come back up to that halfway lift. Take a breath here, and then walk your hands over to the right side of your mat to frame your foot. So your foot and your hands are in line. Check the alignment of your back foot so that it's hip width apart from your right foot and your legs in a straight position. Bring that knee down to the mat. Hands to your right leg. Find some balance and stability here, sinking your hips low. Stretching your back foot. Front of your left hip. Hands to the mat. Straighten your right leg. Lean back. Feel the back of your right leg stretch. Come forward again. Just moving with your breath. Inhaling to a lunge, look up, lift your chest. Exhale, straightening your right leg, folding forward. Pull your toes back. Back to that lunge. Left hand to the mat, spread your fingers. Right hand to your knee. Open your chest to the right side. Maybe walk your right foot a little to the right and opening your right hip as you twist, untucking your back toe. Sink your left hip. Twisted lunge. Back to center. Back to a high lunge. Walking your hands back to the long edge of your mat. Wide leg position. Readjust your feet so you're stable and steady. And then walk your hands to the left side into a lunge. Hands, feet aligned. Hips sinking low. Chest drawing forward. Back knee down. Come on up. Hands to your knee. Low lunge. Feel that nice stretch in your hips. Hands back to the mat. Rocking backwards to stretch your left leg. Half split position. And then back to the lunge. Moving back and forth with your hips. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hips down. Exhale, hips back. Find that movement and then move with your breath. Whatever this movement looks like for you is perfect. Especially if it feels good. Coming back to that low lunge. Adjust your left foot out to the side a little bit. So as you press your right hand strong into the mat. Your left shoulder opens, your left hip opens, your knee drops out to the side, maybe coming to the left outer edge of your left foot, and allowing your spine to twist. Find a twisted lunge that feels good. Take a couple more deep breaths. Nice. Bring that left leg back to a tabletop position. Hands and knees. Moving through some spinal movement here. The cat, rounding your spine as you exhale. Lifting your middle back. And the inhale drops your belly, arching tailbone, looking up. Exhale, round like a cat. Inhale, arch your spine like a cow. A couple more times, make it feel good. Moving with your breath, big exaggerated movements. Press your hands and feet into the mat. Now doing some lateral flexion, looking over to your right hip, over your right shoulder, kind of wagging your tail out to the right. Wag your tail to the left, look over your left shoulder, trying to find a curve in your spine, right to left, lateral flexion. Keep wagging your tail with your breath. Now let's see if we can connect those four corners as we do a kind of hula hooping motion with our spine. From that cow, belly low, spine to the right side, arch spine cat, out to the left. Like you've got a hula hoop kind of in the middle of your spine. And you're spinning it in slow motion. Let your neck be easy here too. Keep breathing. Let's switch directions. Ultimate mobility with our spine. Awesome. Still in that tabletop position. You can actually turn like me to face the long side of your mat. And we're just going to add a nice little hip stretch here. So letting your toes point out to the side and your knees are on the mat. This is the frog. So you're on the insides of your feet. You support yourself with blocks here, staying up high. Bring your knees in line with your heels in a range that feels good for your hips. You feel a little stretch, not too much. And then if it feels good, come on down to your elbows. Maybe rest your head on your hands and just let your butt sink back. Don't lean forward too much. The hips will feel a really good stretch if you press your hips back. Take 5 big deep breaths in this nice hip opener. Nice. Sending that breath into your hips, into the belly. And when you're ready, working your way back to your hands, coming out of this one nice and slow, maybe rocking forward and back a little bit. Bring your toes, big toes, to touch behind you. Bring your knees back. Cross your ankles and sit on your butt. Bring your hands behind you. Find a nice straight spine. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Heels to the mat, wider than your hips. Knees fall to the left side. Windshield wipe. Bringing a little movement into our hips. Back and forth. You can hold it in one spot if it feels good. You can spread your toes and press your heels into the mat. Get a little bit more leg engagement. Bringing our feet together in front of our hips, sliding hips forward and backward. Find a spot that feels good for your hips, for your knees. Make your spine nice and straight. Lift your chest. Maybe hands can come to your feet. Maybe elbows pressed, knees down. Find something that feels good. Last option is to fold forward. Trying not to round too much in the lower back, leading with the chest. Hands outside of your knees, bring them together. Lay down on your back, on your mat. Use your elbows. Lift your knees. Hug your knees. Curl your chin. Roll side to side on your back. Good. Feet to the mat, arms overhead. Take a big deep breath. Next inhale, press your feet into the mat, lift your hips, spread your toes, engage your glutes. Walk your shoulder blades underneath your back as much as you can, interlacing your fingers behind your back if it feels good. Otherwise, just the back of your arms. One more big deep breath. Lift your hips a little higher. And hips to the mat. Good. Take a breath here. One more easy bridge. Maybe reaching for your ankles if it feels good. Otherwise, just do the bridge that feels nice for you. Lifting your hips. Tucking your shoulders under. Big deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. 2 more like that. Let it go. Straighten your legs out. Savasana Pose here. Just ending our practice in the most comfortable position possible. Let your feet open up to the side. Your legs are spread about as wide as your mat. Your shoulder blades tucked under. palms up, neck in a comfortable position. Take a big, deep breath, nice and slow. Feel your heartbeat. Slow it down. Just be. Letting your awareness come back into your body, into your breath. I invite you to stay in the Savasana for as long as you can. When you're ready to get up, roll over onto your left side. Press yourself up into a seating position. And give yourself a big thank you for spending this time on the mat. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And we'll see you here again next week. Wellness for Jiu-Jitsu, Restorative Recovery Sundays, Submission Yogi. Namaste.